Hello guys, today I'll be explaining the Math CA for tomorrow. Mm, I won't be doing the questions that were repeated last week, so let's start. The expression 8 cosine theta plus 15 sine theta is equal to r cosine theta minus alpha, where r and alpha are two numbers to be found. Okay, when you have a cosine theta plus b sine theta, you can say it's equal to r cosine theta minus alpha, where r is equal to the square root of a squared plus b squared, and alpha is equal to tan inverse of b over a. Okay, so when they ask for r, we do r is equal to square root of 8 squared plus 15 squared, which gives you 17. Now for alpha, you do tan inverse of 15 divided by 8, and you get 61.9, which is 62 to the nearest degree. Okay, now to the nearest degree, the value of theta between 0 and 180 satisfying this equation is what? We know this part is equal to 17 cosine theta minus 62 equals 3. Now we can solve it since we have one function. So we can say cosine theta minus 62 is equal to 3 over 17. Then you do theta minus 62 is equal to cosine inverse of 3 over 17. On the calculator you get, so theta minus 62 is equal to 79.8, then theta is going to be equal to 141.8 degrees, or for 142. Okay, find the roots of the equation 2 sine squared x plus 3 sine x cosine x minus 9 cosine squared x equals 1. Okay, part A, applying the identity sine squared plus cosine squared equals 1, the given equation can be written in the form this form. Okay, so what you do first when you have an equation like this, you remove the constant part and you substitute it with sine squared plus cosine squared. So basically you get 2 sine squared x plus 3 sine x cosine x minus 9 cosine squared x equals 2. Instead of 1 you put sine squared x plus cosine squared x. Okay, now you subtract on both sides, so you're gonna get you minus here, so you get sine squared x plus 3 sine x cosine x, then minus 9 minus cosine is gonna become here minus 10 cosine squared x. Okay, and so you put the values there. Dividing both sides of the last equation by cosine squared yields what? Now sine squared over cosine squared is going to be tan squared. 3 sine x over cosine squared, 3 sine x cosine x over cosine squared, you're gonna find that this cosine cancels and removes one power, so sine over cosine is what? This is just tan, so it's going to become 3 tan x. Then over cosine squared here, it cancels, it becomes 1, so 1 times 10, it's 10. So it becomes tan squared x plus 3 tan x minus 10 equals to 0. And then you factor it, which so you can put this on the calculator, mode 53. You put 1, 3, negative 10. You get 2 and negative 5, so you switch the signs, you make minus 2 plus 5. Okay, so basically now the last part, they want the roots of the equation. We know that tan x equals to 2 and tan x equals to negative 5. And from this table they gave us, we know that when it's 2 it's equal to 63, and when it's negative 5 it's going to be the opposite of 79, so 79 and negative 79. Or you can just do tan inverse on the calculator and you're gonna get the same answers. Okay, now they want 4 answers, so what do? We know that tan x is periodic for every time you add 180 you get the same value, so either add 180 or subtract 180 to get another angle that will give you the same tan. As I was saying, when you have tan of x, you either add 180 or subtract 180 to get to the same angle. Okay, we're gonna try both here, but you have to make sure that it's in between negative 180 and 180 degrees. So let's check. If we add 180 to 63, what do we get? We get 63 plus 180. It's 243, obviously bigger than 180, so we can't put that. If we do 63 minus 180, we get negative 117. And this is in between this range, so it's correct. So x is equal to negative 117. Let's do the same to negative 79. Negative 79 plus 180 is what? 101. And it fits, so yes, 101. If you try to subtract it, you're gonna get negative 259, which is outside the range, so we reject it. So it's only these 4 values. Find the roots of the equation 2 sine x cosine x minus radical 3 over radical 2 sine x plus cosine x equals negative 1. Using the substitution, x equals to pi over 4 plus theta, then applying the formulas, and they give you them, and then they want you to simplify. Okay, this is the equation, and wait. Okay, so we're gonna use these formulas to solve this question. First of all, they said x is equal to pi over 4 plus theta, so let's substitute. You have 2 sine pi over 4 plus theta let me make space. 2 sine pi over 4 plus theta cosine pi over 4 plus theta minus radical 3 over radical 2, minus radical 3 over radical 2 sine pi over 4 plus theta plus cosine pi over 4 plus theta equals to -1. Okay, now sine pi over let's simplify. So you're gonna get 2, what's sine pi over 4 plus theta? You're gonna get this. Okay, first of all, so we don't get complicated later, sine of pi over 4 is what? It's basically it's radical 2 over 2, and cosine of pi over 4 is also radical 2 over 2. So I'll just immediately substitute in the equations. So okay, here they said it's sine pi over 4 cosine theta, so 2 bracket radical 2 over 2 cosine theta plus radical 2 over 2 sine theta. Okay, then times the cosine, it will be times radical 2 over 2 cosine theta minus radical 2 over 2 sine theta. This is just me using the formulas here, and then substituting the pi over 4 with radical 2 over 2. Okay, this, all of this minus radical 3 over radical 2 over radical 2 times sine of pi over 4 plus theta, which is going to be radical 2 over 2 cosine theta plus radical 2 over 2 sine theta. Okay, plus radical 2 over 2 sine theta, then plus again radical 2 over 2 cosine theta minus radical 2 over 2 sine theta, and all of this is equal to -1. Wait. Okay, now let's start with this part here. Okay, so can't you see that this is a plus b and this is a minus b? So basically we can do a plus b times a minus b is equal to a squared minus b squared. So let's do that. Let's see what you're gonna get. So you have 2 bracket radical 2 over 2 cosine theta, all of it squared. You get you get 1 over 2 cosine squared theta minus radical 2 over 2 sine theta, all of it squared, 1 over 2 sine squared theta. Okay, minus radical 3 over radical 3 over radical 2 bracket. Now here you can see that we can cancel radical 2 over 2 sine theta with negative radical 2 over 2 sine theta. This will cancel, and these you add them, they will double. So you're gonna get radical 2 over 2 cosine theta times 2, because there's two of them. So then it just becomes radical 2 cosine theta equals to negative 1. Now it becomes easier. You multiply by 2 up, so cosine squared, cosine squared theta minus sine squared theta minus, you multiply this out, the radical 2 will cancel, you get radical 3 cosine theta. Let's bring the 1 to this side, you can get plus 1 equals to 0. Now if you rearrange this, you're gonna get cosine squared theta plus 1 minus sine squared theta minus radical 3 cosine theta equals to 0. Now if you notice something, 1 minus sine squared theta is what? It's just cosine squared theta, because we know that cosine squared plus sine squared equals to 1, and if you move it to the side, you're gonna get cosine. So we put cosine here, cosine squared theta, and then what's the final answer? You get 2 cosine squared theta minus radical 3 cosine theta equals to 0, which is the answer here. Okay, we're not done. We have to solve this equation. So then you can factor this, you can factor the cosine out, so you get cosine theta, okay, whatever, bracket 2 cosine theta minus radical 3 equals to 0. So you get two equations for this, cosine theta equals to 0 and 2 cosine theta minus radical 3 equals to 0, which is cosine theta equals to radical 3 over 2. Okay, now if you solve for the first equation, you get theta is going to be equal to what? You get 90 degrees. Okay, now if you try to do 360 minus 90 to get another angle, you're gonna get 270, and this is correct, but they said they want from negative 180 to 180, so you can't put 270. What you can do though is, since you know that cosine theta is an even function, cosine of x is going to be the same as cosine of negative x. So if you have 90, you can also put negative 90. So since we have 90 here, we put also negative 90. And you can double check on the calculator. Yes, you get 0. Now let's do the same for the second angle. You get theta is going to be equal to you get 30, and then what, we do the same, because if you do 360 minus 30, you get 330, which is not in the range, so you get theta is equal to negative 30 as well. Now you need to focus, because look, they said they want x, they don't want theta. What do you know about x? X is equal to pi over 4 plus theta. Okay, we're doing in degrees, so it's not pi over 4, it's 180 over 4, which is 45 plus theta, since we're doing it in degrees. So we add 45 to each angle. Negative 90 plus 45 is negative 45, which is first one here. Then 90 plus 45 is 135. 30 plus 45 is 75. Negative 30 plus 45, 15. So you got all the answers. This question came last AMS. This one too. Okay, this one, we know that r is the square root of a squared plus b squared. So you do square root of 4 squared plus 2 radical 21, all of it squared, equals to you get 10. This question is very silly, it's like geometry. Okay, anyway, so you have a small triangle here and a big triangle here. So, and they are similar since they have a common angle here. Okay, so what can we do with similar triangles? We can we have a common ratio. So we do, let's do hypotenuse over, wait, hypotenuse over hypotenuse, then this leg over this leg. So you get the hypotenuse first, so 8 over x plus 10 equals to x over 12. Cross multiply, you get x squared plus 10x is equal to 96. Move it to the other side, x squared plus 10x minus 96 equals to 0. You have a quadratic, so you use the calculator. You get two values, you get 6 and negative 16. It obviously can't be negative 16 because a length can't be negative, so you choose 6. Okay, that's it for the video for this week. Goodbye, good luck on your exams.